Boy, that looks beautiful. A lot of nice colors.
This is just great. What we're going to do now is we're going to add a soy sauce type product called ponzu. Ponzu is actually a citrus flavored soy sauce. So this is going to create some steam and cook this cabbage the rest of the way through. And we're going to give you recipes for all of this and list of ingredients, and you'll be able to make these dishes really, really easy.
Are you getting paid for that product placement?
No, not at all.
Just
and we have
some
pickled ginger. Pickled ginger, we're going to pour some of the vinegary pickled ginger juice in here. And a little bit of a garlic chili sauce. And a splash of salt and pepper. Now for your dish, we need to get you a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. It's a good Sicilian extra virgin. And we're going to put 2 different types of vinegars in here. A little bit of a balsamic glaze. Now watch this, Mayor. This is balsamic vinegar. Look at how thick that is. It's like syrup. And that's really the wonderful flavor of balsamic that's really reduced down.
So Dave, what's the difference between virgin olive oil and extra virgin olive oil?
Virgin olive oil and extra virgin olive oil, and this is a little bit of sherry wine vinegar. It has to do with the pressing process. The extra virgin olive oil is the very first pressing. It's the finest of all the oils. And that one you really don't want to start to overheat. So I don't heat extra virgin olive oil at all. I know we hear lots of people talk about cooking with extra virgin olive oil, but I prefer regular olive oil, and the extra virgin I use just for things like this for finishing. When we started the cabbage dish, I put a little regular olive oil, and actually scientifically it makes sense because the extra virgin olive oil, I'm going to throw a little bit of butter in here now. And that's going to melt down, and we're going to get that to finish the dish off. The extra virgin olive oil breaks down at about 403 degrees. They call that the smoke point. Regular olive oil goes to about 468. So you have like a 65-degree range where you can heat regular olive oil more. And when I say break down, it kind of gets bitter, and it has an off flavor and an off smell. So see, this butter will just cream this up a little bit and finish this dish off. And we're going to steal, sorry for leaning in front of you here. You know, we were talking about the department heads, and I started thinking about, you said Jim Gilday, and I think about Jim Gilday. The man is like a machine. First of all, he's the nicest guy you ever want to meet. Family man, longtime Westfield historian, worked in the rec department, has been through the rungs of so many different city positions. And you know, you see him walking around with his kids in town and his wife, and you know, you see this nice guy. And then you pose a question to him, and the man is like a machine. Computer. He is the keeper of information. You know, anything you need to know, you go to Jim Gilday. And he unemotionally, although he's very passionate about his position, but unemotionally, he delivers all the information that you need right on the spot.
Oh, we're lucky to have him. I mean, and you're right, he started off as a lifeguard here in town. And so we sort of a running joke, everybody we meet seems to either taught their kids how to swim or taught them how to swim.
Yeah.
But he rose through the ranks. He's got a master's in public administration from Kean University. And you're right, he's an encyclopedia of knowledge, and he remembers everything he reads. So,
you know, and for a lot of people who only read nasty headlines and things, they you know, they think that city jobs are you know, these type of favoritism jobs that are given out to people. But here we have the best possible educated, experienced person doing the job that he's suited for. I'm chopping up a little bit of fresh mint. We're going to just spoon this right over some greens.
well, it looks delicious, David.
This is just a fabulous, fabulous dish. I'm going to get rid of this back here. And you know what? Just sprinkle some of that mint across it. I'm actually going to move this right right onto your board, and we can just decorate that up nicely. Here's our Caribbean cabbage, and then we're going to get started on our next dish. I think this is kind of like a side dish that you can order when you're at this this restaurant and bar in Key West called Island Dog. And I had it back in, I think it was August perhaps.
One of your trips to Florida.
Yeah, I have a cousin down there, so when I say I take a trip to Florida, I'm always searching for a cheap airfare. I go, I stay with family, I cook when I get there, so it's very, very inexpensive. Little bit of olive oil in our pan. This is our string bean dish. I'm going to ask you to, here, instead of cleaning quickly, we do it the easy way. We flip over our board. We're going to take some little tomatoes and cut them up. All I need to do is really cut these in half. We use a serrated knife. The teeth help penetrate the skin quickly, and it just cuts right through without squashing the tomatoes. So if we could cut those all up, put them back in here. In the meantime, I'm going to quickly chop a little bit of garlic. I was looking at this dish and saying to myself, gee, why don't I have garlic in this dish? I put garlic in just about everything. And so I'm going to adjust my recipe when I get back to add these 2 cloves of garlic. I take the little heads off, the ends off of them. They're already peeled. We can get wonderful garlic from Gilroy, California, and that's the best place. Already peeled in the supermarket, not in any liquid. And we're going to just slice this garlic up real quick, and I'm going to saute it in the pan. Now, getting back to department heads, I can remember times where I've had questions and have been able to speak with the chief of police or speak with the fire captain and, you know, sit down and discuss a question. And these aren't people that live in glass towers. You know, these are people you see out every day. And, you know, we see you in restaurants and people come up to you and have questions, and you have these. I always thought you were nuts, but excuse me and I apologize. You came into office and you started Saturday walk-in hours, not walk-in, by appointment.
By appointment, yes.
And so people make an appointment, they come to see you, kind of one-on-one. Where do you get this kind of stuff? That's why I think sometimes I live in a bubble. I live in a fantasy land here.
Well, that's some of the fun part about the job, David. I mean, people do want to be able to meet with the mayor, and they don't necessarily want to do it at a council meeting, you know, on TV. Mm-hmm. They'd rather have something maybe a little quieter, a little more private. So I do offer Saturday morning office hours, and they've gone over extremely well. You know, I've been in office for 3.5 years now, mm-hmm. and hundreds of people have come in and take advantage of it. And it's a good way for me to learn more about, you know, what's on residents' minds. They don't necessarily, like I said, want to do it publicly, but they want to come and meet with me and talk about issues. I
just think that's so great. We've got our garlic getting golden brown, and now we're going to add our string beans, and we're going to just toss them around. And I like to add a little bit of salt and pepper always as we're going. Just gives a nice little bit of seasoning. And we give those a quick little toss. And you have a full-time job.
Yeah.
I mean, this second full-time job. The mayor's position, which, by the way, I mean, you know, you so lucrative. You make a fortune doing this. What is it they're paying you now?
Well, you know, Westfield council people and the mayor are volunteers.
Which I understand are few and far between. There are hardly any cities that are really in our area.
Yeah, you know, New Jersey has 566 municipalities, and a great majority of them, I believe, pay their council people.
We're going to add our tomatoes. And so you get paid the sum of...
We get $1 a year.
$1 a year? That sounds reasonable, you know.
Some people think I'm overpaid.
Well, you know, I hear that some of these big CEOs are going to give back their salaries, so you're still getting $1. You know, well, pretty good.
And we typically don't cash it, you know, so keep it as a souvenir.
We're going to add a little bit of sun-dried tomatoes, another little dash of olive oil.